In 1899, the Cleveland Spiders baseball team went 20-134.
Some people here may know why that's bad, but for the ones that don't, I'll tell you why.
In 2019, I attempted to watch every single game of the San Diego Padres season. Of course, there were some games I couldn't watch, but overall I got a good sample size of the season. If I had to describe it in a phrase, it would be good, then bad, then good, then bad, then bad, then bad. We did good for parts of the season, bad for others, and for the final month we absolutely collapsed. It was fun, there were some amazing moments, but I never want to do it ever again. The problem is, we went 70-92.
After learning about this team, I decided to look them up on Baseball Reference. What I found is probably some of the saddest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'd like to share them with you.
Okay, so we got the catcher, Joe Sugden. I'm probably going to say a lot of these names wrong. First baseman, Tommy Tucker. Second baseman, Joe Quinn. Shortstop, Harry Lockhead. Third baseman, Suter Sullivan, and Baseball Reference actually doesn't know if this person actually existed. And then we got the three outfielders, Dick Harley, Sport McAllister, and Tommy Dowd. Trust me, there are tons more backup players I wish I could talk about, but there are just too many. Let's go into some stats now. WAR, or wins above replacement, is a common statistic that is used to judge a player's performance. If a player has 5 WAR, that means he won his team 5 more games than if a replacement level player was there. A replacement level player is someone who isn't good, but also isn't bad, the definition of mediocre. The WAR leader for the Spiders was catcher Chief Zimmer with 0.9 WAR. 0.9. Technically, the best player on the Spiders didn't even win their team a game. Going down the list, it doesn't get much better. The number just keeps decreasing and decreasing until we reach a breaking point. Jack Clemens with the 8th highest WAR of 0. That means that the players with the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th most WAR on the Spiders had either 0 or negative WAR. One group of people on this team I haven't mentioned yet are the pitchers. Let's go down the list of starters. So we got Jim Hughey, again I'm going to say names wrong, Charlie Knepper, Frank Bates, my personal favorite, Crazy Schmidt, Harry Cauliflower, again I said I'd do it wrong, and Willie Sudhoff. Their number one pitcher, Jim Hughey, had 4 wins and 30 losses. Wins and losses are not the most important thing to consider when evaluating a pitcher, as wins and losses take the overall team's performance into consideration, not just the pitchers. But oh my god, 30 losses is bad. Charlie Knepper was a bit better, but he still only had 4 wins and 22 losses. As we go down the list, we see more players with double-digit losses and single-digit wins. If you want to bring more stats into this, H9 is the average amount of hits that a pitcher gives up per 9 innings. To calculate it, you have to divide a pitcher's hits by his innings pitched and multiply that by 9. It's a useful tool, but just like every single other baseball stat, it isn't the be-all end-all. I'll also be using ERA, or earned run average. ERA is the amount of runs allowed per 9 innings. H9 and ERA correspond, as more runners on base plus more hits equals more runs. Every single starting pitcher on the Spiders averaged more than 10 hits per 9 innings pitched. That high H9 means more runs allowed for the Spiders, and every single starter on the Spiders had an ERA of 5 or more. That is absolutely atrocious for every player to have that high of an ERA, but the record does show that. Another thing that caught my eye was the attendance. I want you to ask yourself this. Would you pay some of your hard-earned cash to watch a joke of a baseball team get blown out horribly? I bet some of you wouldn't. Apparently, the Cleveland citizens didn't want to either. The Spiders' total attendance of that year was 6,088. They averaged 145 fans a game. 145. I think I have to hand it to those fans. They likely just came to support their team, but they still got punished nonetheless. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the players.
I feel bad for myself for talking to all of you about it. I feel bad for you guys for hearing about it. Because, what do we learn exactly from this? There's no inspirational message or, anything of that sort. There's just sadness and, despair. Actually, I think we learned one very important thing that I've realized from my years as a sports fan. That is, life is bad if your sports team isn't good.